And as you can see from that intro, the tours can be anything and everything. So I did show in that clip some of the ideas of what some of the tours might be, such as places to visit in different countries, places to visit where I live in Cyprus. It can be tours of properties and much, much more. So do look out for what suits you. And don't forget, I'm also doing pop-ups on Thursdays, pop-up lives on Thursdays, which is called Inspirational Thursday Thoughts. And you have to go along there to have a look at the many different subjects I cover on that. And of course, I have regular every week lives on Fridays. So do go and take a look at those. And don't forget, while you're there, to have a little look at my other channel as well. And then you can see more videos. So running the ticker tape below of my other channel, New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. Let's get on with today's video. And as you may have seen, the description normally tells you what the tour is going to be, although there's other chat as people come into the chat. So today is the Bahamas and Dolphin experience. Yes, not just from a boat, but actually swimming and interacting with the dolphins. And don't worry, the dolphins were free and they actually chose to come up whenever people arrived. So it wasn't one of these where they're captivated. They are free dolphins. And it's actually a conservation centre and they let you interact with the dolphins. So you'll see some pictures of that coming up. But first, let's talk a little bit about the Bahamas. And I'm going to read you from the book. And it says, in the capital, Nassau, you may be pleasantly surprised to find out how cosmopolitan and sophisticated life is. There's casinos and cabarets to entertain you at night, internationally known names in the shopping streets to tempt you during the day, strains of calypso music wherever you go, and tantalizing aromas to whet your appetite. But to know the real Bahamas, you should venture far away from the tourist centres of Nassau and Freeport, at least for a while, and pay the old islands a visit. Go and see the out islands. Here the pace of life is unusually relaxing and gentle. You can get to know the friendly Bohemian people at home in their villages or enjoying themselves at local festivals, something they are good at. Or if you're not in the mood for company, you can enjoy the peace and beauty of the islands undisturbed. Solitude is easier to find here than in most parts of the world. Once you've done so, you'll certainly almost want to come back. And a little bit about the Bahamas, known as Paradise on Earth. The Bahamas may not be able to offer everything your heart desires, but they hold a wealth of priceless treasures which captivate most visitors and leave memories that last a lifetime. There are almost 3,000 islands, if every patch of land that emerges from the sea is counted. About 700 of them can really claim to be islands, and of these, 30 are inhabited. So there's a little bit to start with. As I say, I've got some footage to share with you of my time in the Bahamas. But first, let's get to know the islands a little bit more. New Providence. This island, 21 miles, 34 kilometres long, and 7 miles, 11 kilometres wide, is home to 2/3 of the population of the Bahamas. It is often equated with the capital Nassau, but it in fact has two faces. Beyond the hustle and bustle of the capital with its cruise ships, tourist facilities, banks and governmental buildings, as well as the popular resorts of Cable Beach and Paradise Island, life moves at a relaxed, leisurely pace. Nassau. When the Bahamas are mentioned, Nassau automatically springs to mind. Even the Bohemians say Nassau when they really mean New Providence Island. The capital may not truly reflect the soul of the Bahamas, but one thing is certain, the heart of the island beats strongly here. Whether it's politics, culture, tourism, or finance, Nassau is the focal point. Proof of this can be seen on the streets, in the markets, and in the shops, by the harbour and at the holiday centres. Despite the hustle and bustle and cosmopolitan atmosphere, Nassau has retained much of the old charm from when it was a hideout for buccaneers and for pirates. Yes, there's so much history and culture there, and do go off the beaten track. Don't just go to the tourist traps. Paradise Island. Paradise Island is only 4 miles, 6 kilometres long, and is linked by Nassau by a toll bridge. Up until 1959, it was still known by the rather less romantic name of Hog Island. But the exposed position of the island, just off Nassau, its pretty beaches soon attract attention. Initially, this came from millionaires seeking peace and an exclusive address, but later also from a few astute businessmen. The latter soon turned the island into a lively international tourist complex. Paradise Island is now one of the best known tourist centres in the Caribbean. The finest beaches are all situated on the north side of the island, facing the Atlantic. And as I say, I've got clips coming up where you will see different places and different experiences that you can do just on a short trip even. Arts and crafts. The most widely practiced handicraft on the Bahamas is straw weaving. The items produced range from baskets, hats and purses to matting and dolls. The Out Islands and Long Island in particular are said to produce the best quality products. The baskets are so tightly and carefully woven that they can even be used to carry water for short distances. There are a number of straw markets in the tourist centres of Nassau, Freeport, where most of these souvenirs can be bought. On the Out Islands themselves, it's possible to watch the weavers at work, and in most cases, prices are generally lower. Now, here's something I'm going to tell you about that is seen in my clip later on. So when you see it in the clip, you'll know what it's all about. And this is with the men dressed up in very strange, fancy costumes. So when we get to those pictures, you'll know what it's all about. No celebration on the Bahamas is as loud or as colourful or as cheerful as the Junkanoo, a festival that is often compared with the Carnival in Rio or the Mardi Gras in New Orleans. This extravaganza, one of the most important events in the Bahamian cultural calendar. The highlight of the Junkanoo is on Boxing Day, but the first few hours of the new year are also important when street parties are held and extravagant processions wind through the town. They are thought to be named after John Canoe. Early Junkanoo festivals had strong parallels with African tribal rites. The design and vibrant colours of the mask and costumes of early Junkanoo festivals show great similarities with the clothes worn by early African dancers who dressed from head to toe in vividly dyed materials. In the early Bahamian versions, dancers wore colourful and imaginative costumes made of frilled paper or fabric, but instead of masks, they simply painted intricate designs directly on their faces. You can also see a lot of stilt walkers and those kind of things, but the main Junkanoos, they just come from nowhere, parading down the streets, all dressed up and playing instruments. Let's have a look at the clip now, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the Bahamas. So we'll just line up the music for you. I did load this earlier, but the music decided not to play with it. So I've got some background music. So I hope you enjoyed that clip there. And yes, it's a very emotional experience being with the dolphins. And as I said at the beginning, they are free to come and go completely. You are told when you go there that if dolphins don't come, there's nothing they are going to do about it. So just so you're aware, because I know I'm very much the same as a lot of people out there will be concerned about the fact that people are handling the dolphins. But if you know anything about dolphins, they love it. They really do. And you can see all what it was doing. It wasn't trained to do anything. And you get a little a workshop almost beforehand. So they tell you what you can do, what you can't do, what you should never do. And as you can see, the dolphins just react to it. You can go swimming with the dolphins as well if you choose to do that. So that is another thing you can do for the dolphin experience. Definitely the place to do it, I would say, for sure. Okay, let's talk a little bit now about the food of the area. Now, a lot of people call the shells conch because that's how it's spelled. If you go to the Bahamas and you want to be admired, call it conch. They will be amazed that there's actually a tourist arrives that no, it is not called a conch. And that is how it's spelled. It's spelled conch, but it is pronounced conch. So let's talk about conch. Conch is an important ingredient in most Bahamian dishes. The inside of this impressively large shellfish, the pinky shell, makes a most popular tourist souvenir and is also used as a musical instrument by the local people. It tastes rather bland and be quite chewy, but a skilled person can soon change that. The conch is usually liberally spiced and can be served as a snack, as part of a salad, or as the main ingredient of a soup, or as hors d'oeuvre, as a main course also. Conch chowder is a delicious fish soup made from finely chopped conch flesh and then garnished with an imaginative combination of potatoes, vegetables, ham and spices. Another favourite of the islanders is conch salad. Raw pieces of conch are prepared and served with hot and sour marinade, strips of pepper and onion slices. Cracked conch is a main course made with breaded conch, fillet and served with selection of vegetables. Those who find the thought of mussel flesh unappetizing ought to at least try some conch fritters. So there's something about the food for you. And we will talk a little bit about the animal life there. There are many animals there, many you won't have seen before, different mammals, different birds, 230 different types of birds, reptiles. Altogether, there's 27 varieties of lizards and 10 different kinds of snake. Not all snakes are poisonous, although the boa constrictor can be dangerous depending on its size and the size of its prey. Iguanas are the most fascinating of the island's reptiles. So they actually call them Bahamian dragons out there. So another little bit for you to know. You won't find a dragon. And funny enough, here in Cyprus, our great big lizards that look like dinosaurs almost, they are also called dragons, dragon lizards. So there's something of interest for you. So I hope that was a very short insight. The first of my tours to show you. As I say, sometimes it will be countries that I've visited personally. I would never show you somewhere I haven't been myself. And obviously, it can be many other forms of tours. As I say, house tours. I've got an abandoned property. I want to show you one episode and many other things. So do look out for all of that in the future. And I'd just like to show you a little clip about my Thursday pop-ups. So do check that out. As I say, it's a pop-up, so you have to be notified by hitting the bell on which Thursdays they will appear. I don't know myself, so I can't help you with that. I'm trying to do more, but obviously I have other things going on running my property. So there's other things that turn up, such as right now, we've got other projects going on, which you can see on my main channel as well. So do take a look at New Beginnings, my everyday life in rural Cyprus. And I want to say, I've been asked by StreamYard, if you are interested in using StreamYard at all, you can actually get a discount by clicking my link in the description below. And StreamYard say viewers, which is you, because you'll be starting StreamYard, you will then get a $10 or equivalent credit once you sign up for something on StreamYard and spend $25. So basically you can sign up for things that cost money, that side of it. It is free, but some parts you can pay for or add things. So if you're going to sign up for anything for StreamYard, I ask that you click my link below. And once you spend $25, if you use my link first, you will then get $10 credit. So basically you're paying for $25 worth of stuff you can do on StreamYard extra, and you will get it all for €15. So that's something to think about. So do click my link below. And I just want to say a big thank you to you all for being here on my lives. I do appreciate you very much. And of course, you can be a guest on any of my lives. If you're talking about places to go, then you want to come on the Tuesday live. If you're going to talk about things on my Thursday live, as you can see what that's about, positivity, quotes, sayings, and so forth, you want to be on my Thursday live. And if you're just here for chat, then you want to come up on my Friday live, which is every week. So thank you very much for being here. And until next time, I'll leave you with my quote from Tuesday's: difficult roads in life often lead to beautiful destinations. Bye.